What's up, guys? Welcome to your Bitcoin update. So will I get proven wrong here? Will we break out into another part of the bull cycle? I still don't believe so. I'm going to show you what I'm watching and you can do as you please. But I do want to show you guys something that I made. This video is from way back in June. I drew this line back here in May, sometime in May, and I was waiting for B to come up and hit this. Obviously, the longer it took, I didn't think it was going to hit. We could still come up and hit this and still be the B wave. But like I've always said, I will remain bearish unless we get above this green line and get support. I still stick to that. Let's look at where we're at now. If we did get up here, that would be around the 59.5. There's nothing to say we have to get up there. And if that breaks, then I do turn bullish. And let's look at where we're at. So this is what we've been watching for the last few videos. As you can see, if we look at the RSI right here, if the 4 hour gets rejected here, I do believe we'll come back down. As you can see, there we are making, depending on where this candle closes, if it closes higher than these candles up here or even breaks even with them, then there is more bearish divergence. Last time we had bearish divergence was from this high to this high, and you can see what happened there. So let's take a look at where we're at. This dotted white line right here, that is the macro 0.786 retracement fib. As you can see here, the red line, that is this 59.5 right here. So again, if we break that, get support on this, then I turn bullish. And I will, if that happens, I'll tell you where I think it's going to go. But as of right now, we're still below the green line. I'm still bearish. As you guys know, I'm also looking at this as a possibility. Either we have an ABC, something like this, and if it's topped out here and it went to the one-to-one extension, it'd be around 21. If it does make a triangle, we could go much lower. We'll see how that goes. As you guys know, when Bitcoin tops, it usually makes a triangle. I have 347 people, only 87 likes, and probably a bunch of dislikes. And if you look back here in March and April, actually February, March, when I was calling this right here, same thing. I was getting tons of dislikes and not many likes. So I expect to see the same thing. The sentiment's the same. Guys, a lot of people are getting super bullish and longing right now. These are not the times you long on green candles like that. That is not when you long. That's not how you trade. So anyways, this is what I'm watching right back here. Another thing I wanted to look at before I do, make sure you check out my wife's webpage, inkYourImage.com. She's got a lot of cool new stuff on there. Definitely check it out. Links down below, inkYourImage.com. And so you guys know this chart that I've been watching for the Parabolic. So let's put it on the daily first. I just want to show you something that I'm seeing and to watch out for this month. So a lot of people think we're right. We're doing the same thing we done right here. I do not. I've talked about that many a times, but if you do watch, you can see the parabolic rise here. Once we broke, we were in a bear market. Parabolic rise, once we broke it, we were in a bear market. Parabolic rise, we broke it over here. As of right now, on the daily, let's zoom in a little bit. We are riding this line again. We usually do ride it for a little while before we break down. But right now, we are testing the old highs. Well, like I said, we'll see what happens here in the 4 hour, how it closes. But if I switch this over to the monthly, watch what happens here. So the same thing. This was the blue line, the last chance I drew for the bulls. But as you can see, here's the monthly. Everything's still lining up, just like it was in the other one. And as you can see, we are getting rejected as of right now. But again, if we break that 59.5, that is the end of my believing that we are in a bear market. As of right now, we are getting support on the 0.786 fib, which is around 57,174. If we break below that again and close the candle below that, we're probably going to be heading back down to at least the bottom of this what is this, 5440 or 54,400, somewhere in that range. If we take a measured move, if we were to break down from there, then we would be headed back down towards the 48,000, which is still a possibility, guys. I know nobody likes to hear it. Everybody wants to think that we are going to 100,000. We do have a breakout point. If we do break that 59.5, we could be heading up towards that 75 to 76,000. I'm going to lower that a little bit. I still don't believe, even if we get up to this range, I don't believe we're going to see 100,000. And like I said, I will delete my Twitter account if we hit 100,000. I don't see it happening, but we'll see. But as of right now, we are still getting rejected here. Let's see where the top of this green line is. So this would be the first point of rejection. But again, the main line is that red trend line at 59.5. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me get that off there. And we're going to stick around for a while and see what happens here. Let me put this on. Right here. Be about 58.2. Watch that area. If we break that, the next stop, I believe, obviously we could be making a broadening wedge here. Getting up to the top of this would be 58.850. And then, of course, that 59.5. After that, I would be bullish, just like I said I would if we got above this green line and got support. Obviously, it's a rising green line, so if we stuck around here and didn't hit it till next week, it would be around 60,000. But I still believe this is what's going on. If you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Prime XBT, my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. You don't get all the crazy scam wicks. You can use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus to use towards your margin. Savvy25 will get you 25% off of your fees. Huge discount. So if you was to put in 1 Bitcoin, you get a half a Bitcoin to use towards your margin. Also, I don't know what happened to the page here. Simmer Deep sign. Hey Savvy, I think people are selective listeners. They want to hear it's a bull market from you in order for them to acknowledge you. Is what it is. I've never changed my perspective as of breaking this trend line to consider it a bull market, and I still don't. Once it breaks, then maybe I'll talk about it. But otherwise, this feels just like 63 to 64,000. Everybody's super hateful. Everybody's saying there's no way. Every YouTuber was screaming right in here. I was the only one talking about this and called this top at 64,000. Obviously, we went a bit higher, but everybody else was calling for a $75,000 to $100,000 Bitcoin. What does that sound like? It sounds exactly like right now. Same thing. That's just how it works. But again, unless you can break above this 59.5, which I do see resistance first, right here at the 58.2, if we even make it up there. Did we break the high yet? We have not. The old high is 57.830, right in that range. Dear Savvy, can you explain Adam and Eve, please? Kinda regards from the Netherlands. Adam and Eve? We could look up Adam and Eve just right here. So this is Adam and Eve. This one's actually, that's a even Adam, but it's like a double bottom. As you can see, it's usually like this. You get the Adam and then the Eve, and that's what we were looking at on the DXY. And the DXY may be coming back down to test this trend line again, which would be the, what would that be? The 21 EMA, right around that 93.86 range in the next few days. It is creating more hidden bullish divergence, which is powerful. We are in an uptrend. Hidden divergence overrides regular divergence. So basically the RXI is making more room for another push up. The Dow, Looks like it may get a doji candle, so we might get a little bit of upside on the Dow tomorrow, but I still believe it's just going to roll over and turn down. Could be making some sort of triangle here, like this in the Dow. Something like this. So it'd be a ABCDE triangle. Let's put that in there. It would be A, B, C, D, E, and then down. If that's the case, we could be going quite far down. Gold popped up. It's getting rejected at the 200 EMA as of right now. Silver probably get up to the 200 EMA, which is around 23.5. Litecoin still has not passed our 189 point. We've been talking about that for a while. We made hidden bearish divergence right here, which it seems to be playing out. That should be rolling over. Ethereum, same thing, still getting rejected at the same thing, guys. These numbers have been here for weeks. At that 36.22, if that breaks and we get support there, we may see a double top around that 43.35, which is just a measured move of this falling channel right here. As you guys know, I don't trade alts. Smirdine, by the way, thank you for the super chat. Adam Haldar, savvy before depositing into Prime. What's the best place to get our coins? Any suggestion there too? I usually I do everything through my business, so I buy on Coinbase. It's usually what I buy. Fees are kind of high or whatever, but it's just easier for tax purposes. We also have hidden bullish divergence for BTC in an uptrend. You're talking about, let's get over to BTC. You're talking about this here? Yeah, we did, but that could be played out right there. So we'll see what happens. But as of right now, we have not broke this high, nor have we broke out of this rising wedge, what I believe to be a rising wedge there. Again, if we were to get up there, that is around 58.22. And if that broke, if we did break higher than that, would be somewhere in the next point of resistance would be around that 58.878 and then the 59.5. Let's go over to, if you look at this red trend line, that 59.5, which is right here where this is lining up for rejection or for resistance. If you look at it here, that is exactly where these peaks were here too. So keep an eye on that area if we break up and out of this. Which again, I'm still not convinced that it's going to be able to do that. Hey Savvy, still in both your shorts. XBT, I closed half my short in the BYBIT one that I showed in the chat. I closed half, which basically I took out my initial investment and left the other half in. And now XBT, I am still in the deep red. My average is right around 53,000. So I'm pretty deep in the red there, but I'm on 5x leverage. I think 64.7 or something is my liquidation. Patience, guys. It's all about patience and managing your risks. Never risk more than you're willing to lose. Drop from here on BTC will make you invincible, Savvy. Hope it happens. Please discuss the version of Elliott 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from 28 to 53 in ABC. Yeah, I've talked about that yesterday. The possible bullish count, and like I said, we had the 5 waves down here. That's what makes me believe this is an A wave. This is a C wave. This could be a funky looking ABC. I know some people are talking about it being flat or expanded flat, and it goes up a little above the high, which is possible, I guess. But I know there's another count. You could count 5 waves in here. And if that's the case, that would be the bullish count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this being 5. And then we would have a correction probably down to the at least the 40,000 range would be the 0.5 fib, and then we have 35 to 36,000 at the, and I'll put those in there. And that would be the bullish case. Let me go on a cleaner chart so I can show you guys that. Let's see. Here we go. So let's put that on there. If this was somehow an ABC correction, I just don't see this being a correction here. It's 5 waves down. I just don't see that being a correction. But let's see. So if this is the bullish case, what would the count be? It would be, this would be 1 here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if that's the case, we would have to have a correction here. Let's look at one more thing. I'm going to put the Fibonacci extensions on here. And we'll go from the bottom of wave 2 to 3 down to 4. Let me make sure I got that right. And that 0.786 is about 58,220. So it could come up and tag that still, which also lines up with that top of this trend line here. So that's still a good possibility. But even if it's the bullish case, guys, it's going to have to correct here. And it's probably going to be a pretty decent correction. Now let's see where the correction would go. Again, we could go to that 58,200, is it? Yeah. But let's put the Fibonacci retracements on here now. And I'm going to make sure I have them correct. So here's the bullish count, although I'm still on the bearish side. But here's the bullish count would be something like, and there obviously there's no way to tell until it starts forming waves that you could see. Maybe, you know, if we got another ABC, like we got a correction here, if it was a bigger ABC, maybe something down here like this, somewhere in these ranges. But the 2 points I would be looking for that to bounce, if it is bullish, well, it could even bounce at the 0.382 if it was super bullish. So we'll put targets here, and we'll keep an eye on that. The golden pocket zone is somewhere between 39 and 40,000 there. So that is a possibility. Could be something like this. Who knows? We'll keep an eye on it. But like I said, even if it's bullish, I expect a correction here. I know a lot of people are longing right now. If you are, kudos. I never tell anyone when to long, short, buy, or sell. If you are longing here, be careful. If you're trading at all here, be careful. But I would be extremely careful, guys. Hey, Savvy, new subscriber. Really enjoying your Discord. Look forward to the members videos. Right on, man. Price getting higher with decreasing volume. Yes. As the price is going up here, volume is decreasing. Let's go on the daily chart. Take a look at that. Yeah, volume's just been on a steady decline. So there's just another thing. Like I said, we break 59.5, I'll quit being so bearish. But otherwise, I'm going to stick with, like I said back in this video. Let's take a look at that. I'll go back to it. In the fifth wave, I do believe that. Also, we've been talking about a possibility of coming up to retest, not turning bullish unless this green line, trend line, is broken, and it has not broken. I am not bullish, and I will stick to that until, if it breaks, then I'll go bullish, and we'll start looking for higher targets. Otherwise, I still think we're coming down. BTC broke below support line starting September 29th. Currently retesting as resistance. Where are you talking about? September 29th. Where the hell is September 29th? Over here? That's way down here. Are you talking about testing this for resistance? long bear to come. Definitely a possibility, man. And usually when everybody, if you guys were around for the last few bull markets, every time we have topped in a bull market, people are always calling for like another 50% higher, always. It happens every time. If you look back here in 17, right back here in 17, up here, after we had this bounce, we dropped from the all-time high, almost 20,000, all the way down to right around 10,300. And people said 10,000 would never break. Once we came up and had this rush, people were calling for $50,000 Bitcoin. Some people $1 million Bitcoin, but $50,000 Bitcoin. And then it dropped again. Then it bounced. And they were calling for 50 again. Then it dropped and it bounced. Everybody was going to the moon again. Same thing here in 19. Same thing. And the same thing now, I do believe. It's just how markets work, guys. That's how they get people trapped. And what happens is, if you look back here, every time people get super bullish, right? After a top is in, they trapped a bunch of longs up here. And then when it came up here, they trapped a bunch of longs up here. When it came up again, trapped a bunch of longs there. Trapped a bunch of longs there. Trapped a bunch more longs there. Trapped some longs here. And obviously you see what happened. Then we had another little rally over here. Trapped some more longs. Do you see a pattern there? That's most likely what we're going to be seeing back over here. They trapped longs here. Let's put this in. Longs trapped here. Longs trapped here. Now we've got people longing over here. This is still lower than this high over here. So these people haven't got a chance to get out at break even yet. So keep an eye on that stuff, guys. There's a lot going on in the markets that a lot of people don't talk about. They just talk about the moon. So I would rather be off like 64,000. So I called 64,000 here was going to be the top. We hit 64,800. I was off by $800. Everybody else that was calling for 100,000 and 78,000, people were saying 78,000 right here, that it was going to happen in like 4 days and stuff. It was just crazy. The bullishness was extremely crazy. I was $800 off. People that said 100,000 were what, 42% off or 42,000 off. I'd rather be off by a little bit. Same here. Unless this breaks, I remain bearish, guys. Them same people that were calling for 75 to 100,000 are calling for the exact same thing right here at 57,000. So just be aware of that. A close up of my bear and bull paintings. Right on up. Follow me on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, it's at CryptoSavvy1. I'll throw some pictures up on Twitter of them when I'm done with this video. And if I don't, hurry up and remind me, because I will be taking off, leaving the studio after this. I could probably zoom in the camera. I'm not sure. Never messed with it, so I'm not going to mess with it right now. Hey, Savvy, I did mean September 29th. Got to drop to the 4-hour chart. All right. 4-hour chart, September 29th. Right here. Is that what you were talking about? 42.5. We've talked about this before. This is what I'm looking for. So if we break up, obviously we could see that 75,850. Now, if we break down, I think we're probably going to have some sideways action over in here. Actually, let me move this down to this top. And hold on a second. Let me get this straight. Let me pull a different fib here. So if we go down from this low right here to the high, which was, let me make sure I got that high right on there. Right about there. So if we were to come down here, right here around 47 or 46.7 would be where I'd expect. And depending on how long it takes, if it takes longer, it's going to be higher. But anyways, hitting this trend line, if we take a measured move from where it may hit that trend line. Whoops. Dang it, I did it again. That would get us down to right around that 29,000 range. And what that would do, if that's the case, and that's what happens, that would get us down to make another bounce on this triangle here. So we'll see what happens. I'm still leaning that direction until we break 59.5. I'm still leaning that direction. Ed Hedvina said, I fell for those same people last time, not this time. Savvy was the only one calling it to 30K, and I should have listened. Yeah, I did. I think I made a video like the day before or the day of. It might have happened right afterwards. I don't know what's going on with my YouTube here. For some reason, I can't. There it is. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, for those that don't know, if you want to check out Prime, there is a tutorial here. Tells you where to put my promo codes, how to put them in there, and how to use them. It also teaches you how to adjust your margin or your leverage. A lot of people think it's difficult. It's not. I show you quickly how to do it in this video. But let's see if I can find that video. It was something like I was calling for 29 and people were hating on me big time. I think I said 29,000 by June. And it happened in, like the next day or something. Where is it? Right here. So yeah, I was calling once it broke this trend line here. I was calling for that 29,000. So I was calling for it by June. Like I said, it happened like the next day. It was in May 18th when I made this, and I think we hit 29 by like May 20th or something. Something like that. But anyways. Savvy, what's your opinion regarding Evergrande being catalyst for domino effect? I mean, it could. I believe something else is probably going to happen that nobody's talking about right now, and that's what's going to be a catalyst of the market crash. So yeah, the Dow, we may see something like this. Excuse me. But anyway, everybody, guys, I'm pretty busy. I'm doing a lot of stuff. I know a lot of people are like, Savvy don't do videos when the price goes up. Well, Savvy didn't do a video yesterday when the price was going down all day. Why? Because I was busy. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I try to make a video every day. I've just got a lot more stuff going on than usual. So I haven't really been able to make them. I know the last few days have been rough, but fundamentally nothing has changed. Steady as she goes, right? Ed Hedvana, remember that video? Savvy, do you think the 18th of October will be a drop as per the charts? The 18th of October. I mean, I don't like to judge time in charts at all. Timing is the hardest thing to do in charting. So, but if you look, every time we get these big tops, there's always some confluence up at the top where, you know, price action is really playing around up there before it dumps. So be careful over here, guys. And I know there was somebody, is the video screwing up? I know somebody in the Discord. If you guys haven't joined already, definitely check it out. There's a free Discord down below. There's bulls and bears in there, kind of sharing charts or whatever, so you can get both views. But definitely check it out if you haven't. I know somebody in there was saying, can't wait till Savvy deletes his Twitter at 100K. I mean, if you don't like me that much, just block me on Twitter or quit following me, because I'm probably not following you. Just unfollow. It's pretty simple. And one more time, check out my wife's webpage, anchorimage.com. She's done a lot of upgrading. She's got a lot more stuff on here. Definitely check it out. Quality stuff, guys. It's not garbage like on every other, or like a lot of the stuff out there. I'll say that. What about the price bouncing off MA 50 and 100? I do not use MAs in crypto. I use EMAs. Can you have a look at yeah, Ethereum's still the same as we've been watching. If it breaks this 32 or 36.22 and gets support on it, it could bounce as high as this 43.35, which would be close to a double top. I mean, reason being, we were watching this falling channel here, and that's just a measured move where it broke out. But first, it would have to break this and get support above this 36.22. So I'd want to see a daily open and close above that, because we are still showing hidden bearish divergence in a downtrend. So we're having higher highs in the RSI, and we are even. So it's actually, even right now, if we zoom in, depending on where this closes in an hour, but if it closes up here, it's even making more divergence right here. So yeah, I just don't think things are as bullish as the bulls would like to think. I could be dead wrong. We could blast right through this 59.5. As of right now, that's not what I believe is going to happen. Do you think there's some price manipulation? You know, people say that, Gray, but markets are markets. If you had enough money, wouldn't you try to push through support or push through resistance? I mean, all markets are manipulated if you look at it like that. But it's not like like people think about it. I mean, exchanges manipulate the market because a lot of them, I've explained, there's A book and B book exchanges. Most of them trade against you. So be careful. They only make money when you lose. They lose when you win. Prime XBT does not. They only make commission off your trades. That's why I like them. They're not out to kill you, to kill your account. What's up, MJab? Is it bouncing off your EMAs? I don't have my 4-hour EMAs up there, but let's put them on. Yeah, it's still on the top of the EMAs right now. So if this was to come back down to this trend line, that's going to be, while this is coming down, could take a day, could take 2 days, could happen at any time. But if it does, that's going to line up with that 21 EMA, or yeah, the yellow one right here, the 55 EMA. Break of that, then we're looking at the 200 EMA around 49 or 50,000. Savvy, what do you think about the Bloomberg Tether article from last week? Seems like hard regulations coming to crypto. Yeah, another thing I noticed, Coinbase is having people by December 25th, they got to give you more info and whatever. And I think a lot of people are going to get scared out of that and be dumping before then, because I think a lot of not so legal activities go through a lot of this stuff. So we'll see what happens, though. Chris Whitaker said Prime XBT is a reputable company and I can attest for their honesty. Yeah, man, I've heard them like what glitches happen or whatever, and they'll go back, look at the data, and actually pay people back. Not a lot of exchanges will do that. And when if you shouldn't get liquidated in any exchange because you should be using stops, but unless that's your risk management, you're risking a small amount and you're okay with losing it, and then you just can let it go into liquidation if that's what you choose. But if you notice when you trade on there and you do get liquidated, your whole account doesn't disappear like it does on BYBIT and all them other ones. So check it out if you haven't already. I think you'll be surprised. It's a fair exchange. Savvy, what's your take on the past bull market tops happening in Christmas time, but this cycle is a lot earlier? I think that's a perfect opportunity for, the big money that has come into it to, dump on people. just like they are now. I believe they're going to continue dumping because everybody's still screaming for that 100,000. So people are going to keep buying into their dumps. That's how big boys make money. Thanks for taking the time out to provide tonight's update. Live your life, brother. Trolls always hate. We who matter appreciate you. Yeah, and I appreciate you guys. That's why I just put it on members. And I know there's a lot of people that aren't members that are, you know, appreciative of the channel too, but I just don't feel like dealing with the trolls. Like I said, I did that, dealt with it back at the, you know, 60 to 50, well, actually about from 58, 55,000 all the way to 64. I dealt with the same crap. I just rather kick back. Now I have to listen to it and, you know, wish the best for everybody. I don't want to see anybody get wrecked, but the fact of the matter is, in the markets, people get wrecked. That's what happens. People lose money. For people to win money, other people have to lose money. Just try to be on the right side. You know, if this breaks up from here, everybody's going to blame me when I've never told anybody when to sell, short, whatever. I share these videos and give you my opinion. But if people longed here, they're going to be bitching at the bulls tomorrow. If you're trading off of what anybody on the internet is saying, or anybody at all, or in general, not learning this on your own, it's nobody's fault but your own if you lose. And like I said, tons of people were thanking me for, and you can go back and check my tweets, thanking me for, thanks, Savvy, you made me so much money on the drop, blah, blah, blah. I didn't make anybody nothing because I never told anybody what to do. It goes both ways. And unless somebody tells you, buy now, now's the time to buy, then hate on them if they're wrong, or sell now, or if they're telling you what to do, because nobody should be telling anybody what to do with their own money. Go ahead and blame them. But if they're just telling you their thoughts and where they think it's going, and if they're wrong because they're human, and you went off of what they said, that's your fault. You need to learn to do your own analysis. And I hope people are learning to do such by watching these videos. Ed Hedvana, thank you for sharing your wisdom, Savvy. Thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, Edward Park. Can you lose more in your account balance on Prime XBT? No, you can't. Thanks for the timeout. Blah, blah, blah. Can't wait for BTC to drop so you can be vindicated. I don't need to be vindicated. That's the thing. I don't live off the YouTube videos. That's why I don't scream for $100,000 every day so I get a bunch of views, because that's how you get views, because new people want to see that, because for one, they don't trade, so they can only make money if it goes up, so they only want to hear it goes up. So that's a way to build your channel super fast. But if I believed that's what was going to happen, I would do that, but I'm not going to do it to try to build a channel and just you know, whisper sweet nothings in people's ears, telling them that they're going to get rich. Just hold on to it till December and it'll be 100,000. I'm not going to do that. And if it does, great, but I don't see it happening. I understand that bit, but some of these haters have been beyond nasty. You know what? When people are hateful like that, it's something wrong with them. So don't ever take that personal, because it's just, when people are like that, they're usually doing it out of fear or something of that nature, and it's just a problem of their own within them, period. That's point blank. There are nasty people in the world. I just block them or whatever, and I've had tons of people after I block them beg me to unblock them or let them back into Discord, and I won't do that. So if you ever choose to be rude and I block your ass, you're out. I don't mind a difference of opinion. That's what people don't get. I don't mind a difference of opinion at all. People are entitled to their opinion, but be rude and obnoxious and just hateful and idiotic about it, and there's just no need for that. You're out. Ass out. That's right, Ed. So anyways, this 4 hour looks like it might be closing in a doji. We'll see if it does. That might be, you know, reverse after that. Keep an eye on it, guys. But Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to smash those likes. Subscribe if you haven't already for updates. Not always daily. I'm trying to do them daily, but things come up. Life happens. So, again, thanks for stopping in. You guys rock. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Be careful here. Definitely be careful. No matter what you choose to do here, I'm going to remain in my shorts. And that's it. I'm out.